Great leaders don't just have the right words, they know the right moments to use those words. This is one of the most underrated leadership skills that everybody forgets about. And I think the reason why a lot of people forget about it is because it's so simple. And that leadership skill is timing in conversations. In leadership, it's not always about what you say. A lot of times it's about when you say it. So for example, you can give your team or maybe a mentee of yours some of the best advice, but if they're not in the mood to hear it, if they're not ready to receive it, then it can backfire on you or it won't land. I know that I've had to remind myself of this more than a few times, and as leaders, sometimes we forget the amount of weight that silence carries. So if you're trying to have a productive conversation with one of your team members and they're just not receiving it, then sometimes the smartest move is just to wait. Let the dust settle, let the emotions cool, and then speak it into clarity at the right moment. Great leaders don't just have the right words, they know the right moments to use those words, and in my opinion, that's how trust is built, especially in leadership. A great historic example of saying things at the right time was when President Lincoln made the Gettysburg Address.
77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation.
Now, his speech was only 2 minutes long and his words were extremely powerful, but he chose to make that speech 4 months after the Battle of Gettysburg. Obviously, if he would have made that speech immediately after the Battle of Gettysburg, his speech probably would have fallen on deaf ears. So he strategically chose to make this speech about 4 months later after the battle. So just remember, it's not always about saying what's right, it's about saying the right things in the right moments.